Okay, welcome to another advanced example solves video. Again, I'm going to be doing two white cross solves and then three color neutral solves. So we start out this video with quite a nice scramble on white. We've got this 1x2 block here, which we can preserve and hopefully make an extended cross with. And we've also got these two. So we can do something like U prime, R2, D, R2, which solves these three. And we've got this one, which we need to insert down here. We can do something like DR, and then instead of aligning our cross immediately, we can do a keyhole extended cross by rotating this way, then doing a U, L, U prime, L prime, and then D prime. So we've got our extended cross solved there using keyhole, and the slot is solved in the back left, which is always handy. So now I'm going to do these two straight away, like that. Now I've got my whole left side of the cube solved. Now I've got these two, which I can insert like that. And then I can do this last pair and cancel it into OLL, like that. And then I've got PLL. Okay, here's the second white cross example solve. And our four pieces are there, and there. And there's not really that much that I can see in this one. So I'm just going to try and plan my cross and do some nice finger tricks. So do R prime, U prime, B prime, and then kind of regrip and then do L2, R prime, F, like that. And then the first thing I saw right after that was this F2L pair was formed. So I'd rotate, insert it in the back left there. Now I've got a bunch of different options for my second pair. I'd probably go with these two first because I noticed that in doing these two, I'm going to get these two like this out into the top layer, like that, and then I can go straight away and solve these into the back right slot. Then I've only got these two left to solve. I can rotate and insert them like that. Now I've got OLL, and unfortunately I've got an F perm with the bar on the right here. There is an algorithm for that, I don't know it, but I probably should learn it. Okay, inspection time for our first color neutral solve. So looking around the cube, I see I've got an oriented edge on red, oriented edge on orange. The orange cross, we can work with that. So we can do an extended cross. We've got this block here. So we can do something like D prime, F prime. So now we've got these two solved, then D2, R prime, F2. To do this, and then do R prime, U prime, R, D, like that. And the next pair that I would do is this one in the back left, like that. Then I would rotate, solve this pair into the back right, remembering that this edge is oriented. So we can do these two like that. And then these two into the front right slot without a rotation. Then do my OLL. I guess the only thing to note with this OLL case is that this block will be preserved and this edge will go to this position, which ends up here, and then G permutation, like that. Okay, fourth solve in this video, and I'm trying to look around. Immediately I see that the green cross is kind of easy, the red cross looks fairly easy. That's about it. So let's go with the green and just try and plan out our first F2L pair. So what I can see is that these two will only be affected by one move in my cross, and they'll end up here. So I can do something like F prime, L2, D prime, R prime, D2, and then go ahead straight away and solve these two into the front right slot. As I was doing that, I noticed that these two came over here. I can insert them into the back right slot. I could do these two next with something like FU, F prime. I don't know if I'd necessarily be comfortable enough to do that in a speed solve. The reason I want to do this one first is because it doesn't require a rotation as opposed to this, which would require a rotation, and then I would need to rotate back to solve these. So I could solve these two into the back right slot there, and as it so happens, I now have these two which I can insert into the back left slot without a rotation. Also, in doing these, I can orient these two. I can orient this edge, and then if I rotate, this edge will also be oriented because it's going to be put into that slot. So I can do something like this: L prime, U, L, L, U, L prime. Now when I rotate here, I'm actually going to get an OLL skip. This is a pretty easy case to recognize. I've got this F2L case with this block and these two stickers here. And now I've got A permutation for PLL. And in this situation, I could try do a lefty A permutation. I probably wouldn't be good. I haven't practiced that enough for it to be good in my solves just yet. What I can do is just rotate. What I would probably prefer to do actually is just rotate and finish off like that, because I don't really like doing AUFs after A permutations. They're a little bit awkward. Okay, let's look around and see what we've got. The viable crosses at the moment, based on oriented edges, seem to be like blue, green, and red. Red doesn't look that nice. Blue doesn't look that nice either. Green will have to do. So I can do something like U prime, R prime, F. So the first F2L pair that I see is going to be these two that I'm going to do after I solve my cross. So I'm going to do U prime, R prime, F, and then do R2, D2, R prime, D prime, like that. Because those R and D moves didn't affect these two, I can go straight away and solve those into the back left there. Now I've got these two F2L pieces, which I can insert back there. Then these two, which I can also insert without a rotation. And then these two, which I can insert like that. I really should know this CBLL, but I haven't learnt it just yet. So I'm just going to do OLL and then PLL like that.